Hey, Eric.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, we're getting down to the final...
Get down.
13 video games left on our list for potential Season 5 subjects. We're trying to get it down to 4 so we can let the people vote. It's time to make some more cuts, Eric. Did you prepare your cuts this time?
In the last 5 minutes, absolutely, yeah.
Okay, I prepared mine too in advance. You go first.
All right. Baten Kaitos, Eternal Wings of the Lost Ocean.
Oh, Eric, I don't think I want to cut that one.
Are you sure it's got cards in it? That's the primary criteria for cutting it.
I think that one stays on there because...
But that is monolith adjacent. We already have a full-blown monolith game on here. Do you really want to have 2 monolith soft options amongst 4? We're pairing this down to 4, and you think this is going to make the top 4?
I think it could make the top 4. It's got a remaster coming out soon. It's going to be accessible to people. It's going to be top of mind in the community.
Well, fuck me, denied. What do you want to cut instead?
Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter.
The one we fought for last time that was extremely cool?
Yes, and let me tell you why.
Okay.
I have a reason why.
Chris, read it to me.
This is from the Wikipedia.
I'm at the time cube.
Rather than experiencing the entire game in a single playthrough, Dragon Quarter is designed to be played through multiple times to experience the whole story. Under the scenario overlay system, specific plot points in game areas are only accessible if the player's D ratio number is high enough.
I love D ratio numbers. What are you talking about? You're selling me.
Player's D ratio is initially 1 out of 8,192 and can only be raised by restarting the game and using the SOL restore function, which allows the player to begin a new game while carrying over all accumulated items, equipment, skills previously acquired.
Yes, roguelike. Did you say SOL? Is that what it's called?
Yes, scenario overlay system.
It's definitely not shit out of luck.
Which sounds like a tremendous video game system. I kind of like that.
Great.
But I don't know if that's right for us. I don't want to.
It's like a challenge to me, Chris.
It does sound like a challenge, but also, I'd rather.
You want a 13-episode season 5?
Rather do Breath of Fire 3 or 4 before we even touch.
Those aren't PS2 games, Chris.
I know.
All right, fine.
All right,
mark it out.
I'm cutting it.
I'm keying the piece of paper because I don't have a pencil.
There's a pencil right there.
Fuck you! Look at this. Oh, it's done. Look at that. Put that in the mic. Out.
All right. I'm scratching it off. Reading that paragraph definitely made me want to play it, but not cover it on this podcast. All right, what do you got
next?
Next
mini. Star Ocean Till the End of Time.
Oh, Star Ocean Till the End of Time. What's your reasoning behind that?
Because we did cover Star Ocean, of course, as a Patreon exclusive where you played the PS4 version and I played the original Super Nintendo fanlog.
Yes.
What the hell?
But that means we need to play Star Ocean 2.
Yeah?
In order to properly digest and understand the story of Star Ocean 3. Because they're not super related, but they are kind of related. So if we're skipping steps here, then what are we doing with our lives, right?
Is Star Ocean 2 have relations with Star Ocean Till the End of Time? Do you think so? Is it like some character's cousin or daughter or something? You don't know.
I don't remember specifics. I know the ending to Star Ocean 3, which implies that it has connections to the first 2.
Well...
But I try to keep myself ignorant these days of going too deep on these things.
Well, as Kal-El in the RealNet says, Star Ocean 3 always wanted to die in space. Goodbye, Star Ocean 3. All right, my next cut, Dragon Quest 8. I feel like
Is it simple, son?
Huh?
Is it too simple?
No, Dragon Quest 8 is not too simple, but I do feel like that the first Dragon Quest that we cover needs to be...
7?
Not 7. It needs to be a more... I keep using this word, foundational Dragon Quest, like maybe the first Super Nintendo one. Was that 5?
This is the first PS2 one.
Yeah, I know, but I played it and it was fine, but
You're not excited about that?
I'm not excited about this. I would be more excited about covering something like Dragon Quest 5.
Okay, good enough for me. All right, I'm going to cut Baten Kaitos, Eternal Wings in the Lost Ocean.
I think we already had that conversation, Eric. Really?
Because it's cards and because it's monolith adjacent, they helped, right? We've already got. I've already blown my rational and reasoning, but all right, fine. Persona 3.
I was going to say Kingdom Hearts.
Persona 3.
Cut Persona 3?
Cut Persona 3.
You don't want to cover a Persona game?
I think it is a logistical nightmare and one that I look forward to having, but not for Season 5. Also, there's those rumors of a re-release coming out fairly soon. So that, I don't want to sign up for something if improvements are on the way where I can do things like, control my party members.
I forgot about that. I don't want to go through that. Okay, I'll fine. Bye, Persona. My next cut is Rogue Galaxy.
Okay, I don't know anything about it. I know it's a level 5. It was their foot in the door, so we can make real games now.
Yeah, I have a copy of that game, and it's a good game. I never finished it, but it's
available on modern platforms. It's on PS4.
Doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right for our first foray into the PlayStation 2 era. So we cut forward the next podcast.
And then that's the voting block?
And that's the list.
Nice.
All right. Before we cut more on the next podcast, Eric, let's cut a podcast into the computer. Want to hear some hot sounds?
Pump them into the computer.
All right.
From the computer to your ears.
Welcome to Retrograde Amnesia, a comprehensive podcast where we discuss classic Japanese role-playing games. That's a slur. Chapter by chapter, beat by beat. Welcome back to Season 4, Episode 56. Congratulations, Season 4. You've done it. You're now the longest season in Retrograde Amnesia history. My name's Chris. I'm joined by Eric. Hello.
Hello, Chris. One that has an asterisk because it's a divided Season 2. We didn't have an Episode 0 this season, so not officially yet, no.
Oh, wow. Good point. Season 4, the Barry Bonds of Retrograde Amnesia podcasts.
We didn't cheat at shit.
Neither did Barry Bonds. Put him in the fucking Hall of Fame.
Players should be able to do all the steroids they want.
Yeah, it was steroid era. Come on.
His head grew 3 sizes.
We're also joined by the RealNet, a collective of patrons who are listening to record live. Hello, RealNet, and thank you for your support. Thank you for listening to us, and thank you for watching us as we record live and make many mistakes. You too can do this at patreon.com/retroam.
We're also joined by the Fake Net, our post-production AI companion, who ate all of the electric death in Tempest 2000.
Initializing fake net.
Eat rejected bread. Feel electric ears. Read esoteric text. Embrace oblivion.
Cool. Tempest 2000, is that like a
Jeff Minter.
sequel or something?
Atari Jaguar game.
Okay.
Sequel to Tempest.
All right.
He also made Tempest 3000 for the Nuon, the platform everybody had.
Yeah, I didn't know what the new one was until Jeff Gerstmann's been talking about it for the past 3 or 4 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had like 7 games.
Yeah, well,
We should invest podcast funds in getting a Nuon and cover that for a mini.
that'd be fun. Maybe. I don't know. What also would be fun, Eric, is covering Suikoden 2, maybe, right now.
Yeah, we're on a mission.
Are we? Have we started the mission? We're
A little bit. Colgan is with us. He has presented peace terms that we have to go in person to Muse to meet, where like a wolf fucking soul devourer just ate everybody there. We have to go back to meet Jowy there to agree to peace.
unravel the mystery.
Right, there you go.
I do have one mystery to unravel before we do that.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with Hayo, don't worry. I have some information on what happens if you bring our friend Killey to recruit Loralai.
Okay.
A scene. I got this information from the Clive FAQ for some goddamn reason by the Leviathan at a website you may have heard of called GameFAQs.com. So as soon as you go and speak with Loralai and Gregminster, if you have Killey in your party, he pops out and he says, "You're the same as ever, Loralai, always thinking of profit. The way to the Sindar will never open to someone like you."
Doug Prophet.
Yep. Loralai says, "You, Killey, I thought you went to the Queendom of Falena, but they spelled it Farena, but it's supposed to be Falena." Killey was like, "Oh, I was there all right, thanks to your tip." And what a tip it was. I didn't find out anything about the Sindar ruins, but I did find a squad of police ready to throw me in a stinking cage. Loralai says, "Humph, that was pretty foolish. But what can you do about it now? How unfortunate of you." Eric, Loralai got Killey arrested by the cops.
For looking for relics. For thinking ancient aliens are flying amongst us.
Some sort of trap. I don't know.
I'm kind of starting to believe the Sindar aren't real.
It's possible, Eric.
Like it is the ultimate
Yeah.
skeptics conspiracy dive assault.
Killey says, "Oh, no, I wouldn't say that." Loralai says, "What? Did you find something?" Killey says, "And why should I tell you?" Loralai says, "Because that was my tip, my information." Killey says, "I'm part of the Fake Nuts army at the moment. One more person wouldn't make a difference, but we are looking for more recruits."
Said fake nuts in the guide.
Loralai says, you underhanded." Killey says, "No more than you, Loralai." She replies, "Fine, but first," then she does her whole, like, I've got to inspect Rio, just like I inspected Tyr McDowell, and then she joins the party. Loralai joins.
Is this like a Clive thing where they hate each other yet also respect each other because their hobbies and common interests are the same thing, and
Yeah.
also perhaps they fucked?
That's possible too. There's a whole thing with them in Suikoden 5, which is a prequel that takes up place, I think, 2 or 3 years before the first game.
Put Suikoden 5 on the Season 5 list.
I mean, that'd be pretty cool. But I looked into it, and I think there's 3 different points in which you can recruit Killey in Suikoden 5, and one of them is him in this prison that she was just mentioning. So they took a lot of tidbits from the Kingdom of Falena and turned that into a entire fucking video game. And there's more of those tidbits that we're going to be discussing, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 episodes. So we'll see.
I love tidbits.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to go to Coronet?
Yeah. Let's go to Coronet.
We have to go there first because we're taking the boat.
Yeah, we had that. We were done cooking. Now we're going to go get back on the boat.
That's another member of the group has committed suicide at our castle, so we must get out of here.
Yeah, before the cops show up.
The Highland guards at the dock allow us safe passage via Lord Jowy, the good cop.
Yeah.
Teresa thinks it was nice. She's bought into his good cop thing, Chris.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's the music here? Is it If You Listen Carefully?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what's playing.
If you listen carefully.
Genshu is still chilling at the dock, meditating.
Yeah. He's
Like, one day, man, I forgot about you, but I'm coming back.
a damn samurai named Genshu. He's standing here on the dock next to a crate of apples. He says that at this moment, his heart floats in the sky. Excuse me, I am meditating.
God, I wish that was me.
I'm going to just tell somebody next time they're like, hey, what's up? I'm like, excuse me, my heart is floating in the sky. I apologize, but I can't do anything with this conversation because my heart's up there. It's floating in the sky.
Most people here just recognize who Rio is and cheer him on.
Yeah, I think a few people will recognize Teresa as well.
That boy and his cat Mew will also cheer us on.
Yeah, I missed that little cat.
One old guy recognizes Lady Teresa and begs her to help them. Then a guy at a tavern says that war is over, and you can't work on a day like this. Another lady at that tavern says King Jowy and Lord Rio have made peace. How do they know about this?
Well, they heard the rumors that traveled from the...
Just a rumor.
What's it called? The Couscous dock. Remember, people overheard us?
People,
and so,
right.
there's trade, there's fishing trade
I don't know
going
if this
on
is like
here.
a product of propaganda or like if they're just like,
That could be it too.
Well,
the fact that they even let us in was maybe a symbol of that as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. But then I leave Coronet if you're done.
Yes, we can leave Coronet and we can go back to the world map.
Walk up there to Muse.
Yeah, you can grind for some double beat runes here if you want.
I've got plenty. I've got like 6.
Yeah, I got 1 and that's fine.
I think one comes on Shiro, maybe.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, maybe I've got 2 then.
Yeah, just try to de-amulet your monsters.
Mm-hmm.
We go to Muse, though, where music reconnaissance mission, the King's March plays.
Yeah, we're not climbing that hill anymore,
No, we're
unfortunately.
not, which is very strange. We all party out, and then Nami recognizes that it's been a long time since she's been here. Chris, is that true?
It does. I know we've taken quite a long time in real time to record this podcast, and it feels to me like it's been a long time. I'm like, damn, it's been a while since we talked about Muse. And I think it probably has been a whole war has been waged.
But weren't we just here for the wolf devouring thing?
She wasn't.
Oh,
Well-
did she know? I mean, I think I took her.
That's true.
I can't imagine why I wouldn't have mine anom. Well, anyway, who's to say how long time is?
Yeah.
Nami then paces back and forth and says, hey, this is the place, isn't it? Where you and I waited for Jowy together when it was a 2D plane.
Yes, that was cool.
And I like how they're referencing that because that is a familiar point of contact.
Yes, and it kind of is going to matter once again.
The guard asks our business. And Nami freaks out, and I'm like, are we getting another, like, name situation thing where I have to remember whatever alias?
PP-chan.
PP-chan, right. Spew, vomit.
Schlottenheim, Rhinebeck the Fifth.
That's it. Teresa steps forward and offers the introduction instead. Formalities and our objective. They're stated, Chris.
Yes.
The dude says Jowy's at Joustin Hill, and I'm like, Jowy, Joustin Hill.
Wow.
Is that like a localization thing, or am I supposed to? I mean, I just now put that together. Is Jowy named after the land, Chris? Mr. Atreides?
It's a good point. Could be. But I don't
Is
think
your
so.
son's name Louisville?
His name's Louis. I would name my son Louis if my wife would have let me. That'd been cool.
Louis and Ville. We get in, then party out. Chaco looks around and is impressed with the size of Muse. He then leaves the party to go explore for a while, and I'm like, that is, Chris, this is part of Shu's plot.
Yes. Yeah, don't forget that Shu was the one that said, hey, somebody go get Chaco. I need Chaco for
We
something.
need a flight, man. And I immediately suspected that he was going to be doing some shit with Flick and Victor.
Like opening the back door.
Yeah, because like Shu had also pulled them aside, and Victor was like, shit.
Yeah.
I wonder if Chaco knows this and he's making an excuse, if he really wants to look around and the game is finding a way to get him out of the party for an important moment down the road when all this inevitably goes bad.
Yes.
Nami can't believe that shit. Teresa, though, says, fuck it. He's old enough not to get lost. Let's go. Chris, what is old enough not to get lost? You have 2 kids. At the same
Are you
age somehow.
asking me for a number here?
Yeah. I mean, wingers excluded, right? Winged horde excluded.
I mean,
What is old enough to like successfully re-find parent at Target?
probably 7 or 8.
7 or 8?
7 or 8.
I think my kid.
Upgrade that to a state fair. What's the age?
Oh God, I won't take my kid to a state fair. Not this state fair.
At the state fair.
No.
Not in this county.
No.
A soldier lets us in the passage at the top of the hill. Inside, another soldier receives us and says Jowy has set up shop near the back. I walk into that meeting room, the same table and chairs room from the Hilltop Conference so long ago.
Yeah, it does seem like a long time ago that we've climbed this hill, and it's also kind of interesting and fun to think about how much different the circumstances are this time. Because last time we were like going to have a civics lesson with Victor. He's like, hey, come watch these fucking mayors talk.
Victor's gonna eat popcorn and watch this thing.
He was our dad, and
field trip.
Yeah, and now we're going to try to broker a peace treaty between the leaders of 2 different factions. Like, a lot of shit has happened.
I was disappointed that everything was still perfectly maintained. I wanted to be chaos and disarray and like smashed tables, torn flags, thrown chairs.
Or just like clothes, because people have been raptured.
Oh yeah. There were just some left behind shit happening.
Yeah.
I walk in that meeting room, the same table and chairs room from the Hilltop Conference. Jowy's standing in the back corner with Leon. The music stops.
Jowy's also back to his non-king portrait. Remember when he became king and he had that side profile?
Like slightly sorrowful.
Yes, but now he's back to the one that he had after his initial betrayal.
What's the point of that?
Jowy's got like 6 portraits in this game. So
I don't understand like what the point of because I can't read enough into it to where is it just like an emotion thing or is it like a
he's also
Jowy thing?
He's also got his Highland
up
field clothes on now and not his king cape and stuff like that before. So maybe that has something to do with it as well. He says, "Long time no see, Rio, Nanami."
He's already lying. He saw us from the bushes when we murked Luca.
That's true. Nanami wonders if it's really him. She wonders how he's been. He says, "Yeah, fine, but my name has changed. It's Jowy Blight now. Rio, how have you been?"
I'm going to come in like one day and say, "Chris, I'm no longer Eric. I'm Eric Violence."
My name has changed.
We get a choice. Pretty good or dots?
I'm going to give this guy dots.
Fuck him. Give him dots.
He said, "So that's how it is, eh?" Yeah, that is how it is.
That is how it is,
Look at this shit, man. Come on. Teresa then uses some of her remaining agency. She says, "What's going on? This is supposed to be a peace conference, but it looks like no preparations have been made.
You all are out here just getting high. You ain't done shit yet.
You didn't even order Jimmy John's."
No. It's just you and Leon chilling in the back. The lights aren't even on.
Where's the Panera? Like, you're supposed to cater to these kind of meetings, right?
Yeah.
Sedition plays. Leon's got some shit for us. He says, "Well, this place was built to host peace conferences, but in this case, your side is going to surrender unconditionally."
Did you expect to be shivved that fast?
No, I thought this was going to drag on for a little bit because I did sort of remember how this was going to go down. The further up this hill I climbed, the more of my memories came rushing back to me, but I did not know that Leon was going to drop it on us so quickly. Teresa can't believe this shit. Neither can Nanami, who says, "I thought you joined Highland so you could stop Luca Blight. Stop this stupid war. I thought that was why you left us."
I think that's also what we're supposed to believe as the player. Jowy isn't a bad guy, right? Is his only motivation for this is just do more evil shit or follow whatever destiny he thinks that rune gave him?
I think he answers that. He confirms this is true, but he admits the world is a lot more complicated than I thought. So I think Jowy has become privy to more information about the political situation to where he's been convinced, or he's convinced himself, that the only way for this war to truly end is if Highland conquers the city-states.
Oh. Okay, so do you think he's just been deluded by his own propagandist bullshit?
Yes.
Or do you think he tried to change things and ran up against the barriers of political machinations that he had no control over, and he's just submitting, well, this is the quickest way out if you all surrender?
Do you remember when you were taught, you don't remember this, but
no,
you never, every time I invoke history class, you never remember anything.
No way.
But bear with me here. Do you remember when in history class you learned about the atomic bomb and when it was dropped on Hiroshima?
Yeah, it made Godzilla.
Yeah. Well, what did they tell you the reason that they dropped the bomb?
Oh, because it would have saved lives.
It saved American lives.
Seared, yeah.
Yes.
American lives specifically.
Yes.
Well, I've also heard that applied toward it. I mean, I know it's not true, but that it also saved more Japanese lives because it would have drugged the war out much longer. And I've seen refutations of that in more recent times.
Yeah. And regardless of any of that math, you're still dropping bomb on civilians.
It's a nuclear.
Yeah. But that is what Jowy's kind of logic here is.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's got his nuke.
Yeah. He has a nuke, effectively.
Like, he couldn't control the nuke before. He didn't have the nuclear codes until he killed Luca.
Now he has nuclear football.
Yeah, now he's got it. So, in the form of maybe that giant beast thing, maybe.
Finally, we're Jack Bauer.
Finally. Rio says, "Please, right here, right now, surrender to Highland. If you don't..." Nanami's still in shock. Then we hear some clicks.
Yeah, like, Jowy keeps hinting at this shit, though. Like, I don't know why he's, like, trying to give us an option when there is no option.
Well, I think Jowy thought that he would be able to convince Rio to just, sign the paper.
This would be easy.
Sign the paper,
Yeah.
Like, you've been served, sign the paper. But, and now he's thinking that he can at least force him to do it because he's got a bunch of arrows.
Yeah, like Chris said, you hear some clicks, and then before the screen even shifts over, if you look to your left, you can see one arrow sticking out of the
Yeah, you can
screen.
see the pixels a little bit. The next thing we get is a Starscream Thundercracker sequence here where the wrong person is saying the wrong thing because Teresa says, "I guess I can't live up to your high opinion of me. Now, if you refuse, these bows will all sing in unison."
And I'm like, are those our guys? Did we bring guys?
No.
Is this Shu's plan?
I think they put the wrong fucking text in the wrong thing. It was supposed to be Jowy.
Like right now, you know what I thought? Teresa was defecting.
That would have been cool,
Yeah,
I guess, because
like
Teresa hasn't done
switching sides
shit
right now.
Yeah.
I was like, is Teresa threatening us with this shit?
Is Teresa Sanchez?
She's Sanchezing us?
No.
We turn around and instead the Highland soldiers are pointing bows at us. The noise was arrows loading into crossbows, then it pans back over to our party. Jowy continues, "I'm sorry, Rio, Nanami." He then lays it out. "I'm head of this side, you're head of that side. We're not old friends anymore, and now we're enemies. I demand that you surrender to the Highland army, Rio. We get a choice. I can't do that, or I understand."
I can't do it, Eric.
Fuck that, Jowy. I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's no good.
He fires back. I can't let you return, please. Same choices. I can't do that or I understand.
Can't do it.
I can't do that, Dave.
I'm afraid I can't do that.
This war, it's not between me and Luca Blight. It's larger than that. That's why. Chris, I can't do that or I understand.
I deny you.
No, fuck that. I can't do it. He says, please, Rio, I can't ask for understanding, but I don't want to lose you. Nami then screams Rio's name. Then Leon says, you're so stubborn, I've got no choice, I guess. Then what music plays?
Rescue.
Rescue plays. You know what that means? We're getting rescued.
We're getting rescued just like that one time. Now, this song's been played a few times in the game, but the most pronounced moment was when Flick and Victor saved us from the gallows.
Yeah, we were getting hung.
Yeah. Victor, he's here. He comes from off screen. He says, do you think it really go like that?
I like that he said that. That's a pretty good localization. It's like, oh, you think that's going to happen?
Rio, I'm here to pull your nuts out of the fire. Victor then rushes in and fires a Pilika-shaped Hadoken at Jowy, which throws him off his game.
Yeah, I'm like, this is an excellent play if you're a psychopath.
Yeah, and our boss, Shu, is a psychopath. So
I was like, y'all brought Pilika. This is like, we've been dragging her. It's like, wasn't it Half-Life 2, Episode 2, where you got like an achievement if you brought the gnome for the entire trip?
Oh, yeah.
Like, she's the gnome that we've been dragging along, and finally we can use it.
We've joked for a long time that Pilika is obviously some sort of plot device, and now we're finally, cashing in our chips for Pilika. Which brings me to the question, Eric, is using a child to distract archers a war crime? Because I think that is like adjacent to human shields. And
but it's just one person. Can you have a war crime if it's just one person who's consenting because she wants to see? She just thinks she's there to see Jowy.
Eric, human shields are legally protected persons, either civilians or prisoners of war, who are either coerced or volunteered to deter attacks by occupying space between a belligerent and a legitimate military target.
Well, let's wonder if she was in any real danger, because the Highland guys that got taken out, they bounced around like fucking pinballs. It was like the Ultimate Warrior ran in and with his arms extended out, like in the Jesus pose, and just like hit everybody and was like one-hit kills on everyone. I don't think she was in real danger. I think Shu, like that. Okay, let me compromise with you here.
Okay.
I think asking your opponent to a peace conference and then demanding surrender is a war crime.
I think that is a war crime too. And if not, it's pretty close to being a war crime vibe. Betrayal at a peace conference, that's a war crime. But also, I think Pilika fits the definition of a human shield.
Okay, then play it twice.
I can play it twice.
Play it twice.
Have we ever
play
added
it all the time in the world?
Yeah, okay, let's play it twice.
Play it twice.
The Suikoden 2
9.
The Suikoden 2
10. 10 war crimes, Eric. We did it.
Music stops. Jowy replies correctly, Pilika, what are you doing here? As Pilika replies with punctuation. Victor reminds Rio to get the hell out of here. I'm pretty sure Rio's stunned too. Like, one, you're here. Two, Pilika's here. We run away, but this motherfucker leaves Pilika with Jowy as Leon screams for his archers. Chris, is Jowy going to raise and radicalize Pilika now?
It's possible. It's possible. I think that
she's going to start talking again. I guarantee you that.
Yes.
The music stops as Jowy begs them not to shoot. Leon doesn't understand why. Jowy replies, sorry, but I couldn't do it in front of Pilika. Chris, who has the most concern for Pilika's safety, and why is it Jowy?
I think that Rio and Nanami would have concern for Pilika's safety, because she kept him in the dark for that very reason.
But still left her.
But Victor is a very convincing man.
Well, Leon tells it like it is.
Yeah.
You're just prolonging this useless war, Jowy says he knows, and Pilika chokes Jowy's name out of her mouth. This surprises Jowy, but Pilika slowly continues to say Uncle Jowy's name. Then, finally, you're back. I was so lonely. I was so lonely without you.
This is Bolgan erasure.
Yeah, that's true. That's really unfortunate, because they were common peers with similar interests of dancing and spinning.
But it makes sense, though.
Music rescue resumes as Victor is leading us down the nearby hallway. He screams to hurry and we get a choice. Wait, Pilika is, or yap. I ask about Pilika because I want to see what Victor says, and he replies, no way, I won't obey that order.
Yeah, me too.
Victor then calmly walks us out of here.
We have some random battles fighting Highland soldiers on the way out of here.
Yes.
We got to fight some troopers on the way out.
I erased these soldiers from existence.
Yes.
Do you see any dissonance with Luca using the wolf rune to soul suck these people? Meanwhile, these soldiers, I am summoning Blackbeard's battleship out of the ether to annihilate infinite times.
This is the ludonarrative dissonance of the JRPG, Eric.
Struggle of the JRPG.
Yes. Near the gate, we find Shaco up to no good. He's opened the lever because Shu told him to. He skeeters back to our group, and the Highland troops start to square up. Victor says...
He's not just opened the lever, he stole it, so it can't close.
Oh, yeah, he opened the gate and stole the lever. Yeah, excuse me. Victor says, you want to try and fight the leader of the Franz army? They run off. Chaco says, now move it. Move it. You don't have wings, but you got feet, right? Nice, Chaco. Once we're outside, Chaco says he's tired of waiting for us. Teresa says that at least we're out of there. Nanami wants to know what is up. Victor explains that Shu knew this was going to happen. Quote, he told me...
This isn't a good sentence.
Yeah. Quote, he told me he didn't want you to have any ill feeling left.
I love having ill feelings left.
Yes,
know?
I need to have my ill feeling left. You know, it keeps me humble.
I think what he was trying to say was, there's no way you do this because you have a soul, but I don't have one, so I did it.
Yes. That's probably a better way to say it. Anyway, let's get out of here. He says Flick's leading the troops and they should be coming to Toto Village to meet us.
Nami kind of asks Victor about bringing Pilika along, but he no-sells it with, if they catch us, we're in trouble.
Yes.
He runs away as Nami begs him to wait.
Yeah.
It fades to black as we follow him out of Muse. We wind up back at HQ.
Yeah. Flick is escorting us with along with some troops. Just like Shu said, there weren't many soldiers east of Muse, but it was still dangerous. Now Flick says he's going to go take a bath. Going back to bath.
To wash off all the sweat.
Victor says he's hungry for some of that sweat.
Hell yeah. Rio's left alone. We have control.
Yep. Once we reach the castle lobby, we meet up with Shu and Apple.
She's very casual about this. It's like, yeah, good job.
Yeah.
Nanami jumps out, demands to know why Pilika was bait. She replies with a cold but true. Because it was necessary.
Yeah, and I think right here, Shu is reminding us that he's still Shu. He's still a facts and logic guy. He's not really any different than Leon. Him and Leon are the same. Me and Leon, we're going to fuck you up.
He did play that card at the perfect time.
Yes.
Do you think Shu was even like be visiting Pilika's room at night and like re-scaring her so she didn't talk until the time was right? Was he inflicting psychological terror on his own troops' kid?
That's a good question. It is interesting though that like Shu has not had any real character development up until this point, like except for when we first met him.
After we decapitalisted him, he was,
Yeah. At this moment, just reminding us that he still is who he is. He hasn't really changed in terms of what he'll do to win.
Nanami's pretty upset. She says he used that child like a tool. I won't ever forgive you. That's probably true. She replies with a cold but also true. I'm not asking for your forgiveness. I'm like, yes, good. Excellent character. Nanami growls and walks away. Apple moves to follow her but then stops. She replies again with a cold but true. Lord Rio, you can hate me if you like, but remember that you are needed. If it means protecting you, I'll do whatever is necessary. That to me confirms that Rio is more of a symbol than a leader.
Yes.
That gives out rules and shit like don't sacrifice the child.
Yes.
Like Shu knew this was going to happen and knew that Flick and Victor would do the dirty work to get it done. This could have gone differently, but Shu chose this specific path, even if it's something a moral player as Rio may have never done themselves. And I think that's cool how it made the choice for you, because no player would ever actually sacrifice Pilika,
yes.
Right?
Yeah, that's interesting.
I went to my room and I found Nanami in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She says, Rio, you were worried about me. I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm always fine. Then a full dialogue box full of dots. And that's what I say when everything's going great, Chris.
Yeah.
I'm all right. Everything's fine. Then I just look at you while dots come out of my mouth.
Yes, that's all you can do sometimes.
And then she says, maybe Pilika is happier being back in Jowy's place. She wanted to see Jowy.
I'm glad that the dialogue is there because we did need a little bit more of a debrief from Nanami on this because Nanami's arc is still ascending.
She is, yes, saving traumas for an episodic explosion.
Yes.
Later.
Yes. Which is interesting because we pointed out how much she was coping very early on in the game, especially when we were running away. And like that has been a pretty consistent through line throughout the entire game that I don't think that I've ever noticed before, I guess, just because you don't always tend to stop and think about these things.
It's sticking with me because of how often she repeats herself.
Yeah.
Like she'll always say you're going to be okay multiple times, which I've seen like parenting styles.
Yeah.
Like people do that shit.
And she often says that she's got something to say, then she says, well, never mind.
Yeah, then she just is like, oh no.
Yeah.
We go to the castle exit, and outside we find a guy.
A winky boy.
He's winking, looking at the camera, looking like the Uber driver sucked him off meme.
I don't know what that meme is. He's hollering about how he's in a hurry. He's looking for Rio.
Damn, there's no time. Then Koyu screams. Koyu realizes that I am me, or at least I match the description he has. We get a choice. No, you're wrong, or that's right.
I confirm. I am Rio. I've got red clothes on.
He says he can help his brothers. Koyu gets in a custom extending hand for handshake pose. I always thought the handshake was an American thing, but I'm playing Yakuza Like a Dragon Ishin now, and they do handshakes there too. I don't know what the fuck. I just thought it was I don't have a firearm type deal. That was always like the legend I grew up with, so I do his bullshit, clearly, but Anyway, my dude then asks a favor, but also belts out complete nonsense, trying to find the formal way to speak, I think. He's like, says, I know me, know myself. What a pain. I am Koyu, youngest of the Lamp Dragon Bandits. We're setting up a stronghold north of Tinto. Chris, back to that previous point about the handshake, I have an idea.
Yeah.
FakeNet, what's the origin of the handshake?
Initializing FakeNet.
Historians believe that the modern handshake is at least 3,000 years old. based on a relief from the 9th century BCE, which depicts King Marduk Zakir Shumi I of Babylonia shaking hands to forge an alliance with the Assyrian king Shalmaneser III.
Fantastic.
Did you notice when Koyu was speaking and trying to get through? I think we're obviously losing something in translation here with Koyu. Like, he's very difficult to read because I think he's trying to, his tone.
Yeah, he's trying to like figure out how to say this formally since Rio's a king. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
but it doesn't come across.
No,
in
he fucks it up.
In the well, it doesn't come across. Period in localization.
I don't know. I think I sing "I know me, know myself." Like that is like 1 out of 10. But I got what he got, and you got what he got. So I think it did communicate an idea, even if it was haphazard about it.
Also, he was in the vibrating squat poop pose when he was trying to get it out. He was
the
like,
taking the shit pose?
Yeah, or like Goku powering up pose.
Right.
One of the two.
Hey, if you got a stutter or a stammer, you do whatever physical action is necessary to get those words out of your face mouth.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He requests we help his siblings fade to black. When it comes back, we're all with the important people in the Great Hall. I'm like, do we need to give this guy the audience with Shu? Really?
Yeah.
Like, we just had like a major episodic event with fucking Jowy. I don't need a goddamn descent into killing more vampires or whatever he's going to tell me about.
Well, pretty close.
Flick is like, what do you want? Koyu says he is one of 3 lamp dragon bandits. That's my brother, Gijimu? Gijimu, and sister Lo Wen and me. We were living a carefree life north of Tinto, and the Highland Army occupied Green Hill and started ruining our area. We couldn't just stand and watch, so we tried to drive them out. They were afraid of us.
I'm glad that this game that was built around a piece of literature that was about outlaws from the marsh, we're now meeting up with some actual outlaws. Because in the first game, you met up with Farkas and Sidonia very early on.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're back to outlaw tropes.
I love it. The war is completely fucked right now. Hurt feelings all around. This guy thinks we need to care about 3 bandits in the marsh.
Yeah.
But then Koyu's urgency starts to make more sense. Quote, just when we thought everything was all right, these strange guys attacked. What could they be? These pale-faced guys that looked like dead people attacked. They die when you cut them, and they don't even say ouch.
Oh.
Victor provides a very dramatic, no, not zombies.
Yeah.
Koyu replies with a placid, yeah, that's what Marlowe was saying too. Oh no, now we're done for. That's why I've come here. I Koyu. Bow my head and beg you, please help my siblings. That is my request.
When he said Marlowe, that's a character we haven't heard of yet.
Yeah, I was thinking about The Wire, season 4 and 5, obviously.
I was thinking about Con Marley, that guy that helped us find the Dragon Star, the Star Dragon Sword.
Like pieced out earlier?
Yeah. I thought he was talking about him because I forgot his name, but it's not. It's a different guy.
Marlowe's a different guy.
Yeah.
Victor states the unfortunate obvious. Zombies, it must be Neclord.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Apple recaps the last game and also this game. Quote, Neclord made zombie soldiers in the Gate Rune War and the Scarlet Moon Empire too, so you're probably right. Mm-hmm. Victor calls Shu Mr. Strategist, and I can't tell if that's a dig.
He's done it before, I think.
Yeah, Mr. Strategist. What do you got to deal with this, asshole? Because the Neclord stuff in this game was before we found Shu, right? So does Shu have contingency plan? Does he have a Batman computer file for fucking Neclord?
Yeah, you're right. It was before because we didn't go find Shu until we had a castle.
So at first I was skeptical, but I think this does present an interesting logistical challenge for Shu. Plus Rio is, mayor of the Joust, the city-state, needs to protect these territories from zombies.
And I think we've heard before this point that Tinto is the least
affiliated.
Yes, there's the word. The least affiliated city-state in terms of the overall league of city-states.
Did they have someone? Did one of their guys show up at that Hilltop conference?
Yeah, I think Gustav was there.
Gustav did. Okay,
Yeah,
I didn't tell if they were unofficially incorporated or what.
Yeah, I think all that the politics are going to work a little bit better in the relocalization because this game fails. This game always calls it the city-state, but it's a league of city-states because it
doesn't make any sense that way.
Yeah, there's 5. There's 5 of them. So
do you think they'll relocalize Neclord?
Oh no, you can't relocalize Neclord.
Lord of Necks.
No,
Lord Neck.
No, you can't do that.
You'll call him Dracula. Shu says we need to check on this. I can't believe Neclord would be aiming only for one mountain bandit territory. Next question. Did Shu know about Neclord? Does everyone know about Neclord? Has it been talk amongst the early recruits that we killed a Neclord?
I mean, I'm sure Apple said something about it, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. Ridley thinks the goal must be Tinto. Shu says we can't do reckless shit like sending our troops into a dangerous ravine. And
one thing about strategists from the Three Kingdoms era and Chinese literature in general is most of the tactics and ruses are pulled from historical examples. So in order to be a strong strategist, you have to study the history of war. So Shu knows about all this stuff. He knows about the Neclord battles.
I cannot believe vampires are in the history of war. I guess in this
yes, in this world
it must be. So that means Shu knows about Ted. Victor approaches Rio and says, "Oh come on, man, you and me just got this one, and we get a choice. What should we do?" Or "You're right." I say that's right, which pleases Koyu. Mm-hmm. When everyone hears that the great Lord Rio is coming, they'll be inspired. I'll take you to the stronghold. First, let's go southwest of Lake West. to the village of Drakemouth.
Write that down.
Victor and Koyu joins my party, and nobody else is going to say shit. We're just doing this.
Yeah, we're just doing it. We don't really have any other choices.
Victor vows to slay the vampire, and we're off. After we leave, Apple approaches Shu and says, "Aren't you going to stop him?" She replies, "If you think Rio is someone that you can stop, then there's no reason for me to be here. It's not that I want to put anyone in a dangerous position, though. Chris, maintain kayfabe." Shu is confident that we'll win whatever this is and doesn't pose a threat to his grand plans of manipulating Rio.
That's true, and he probably needs to get Rio back on his side after the whole Pilika thing. He needs
so
to
let him do what he wants.
This is a distraction thing.
Shu could certainly stop me if he wanted to.
And Rio does actually have some tactical power now. Like his role as a symbol, I think, has grown to the point to where Koyu showed up here, and Koyu said that.
Fitcher.
Well, I mean, Fitcher already knew us. I'm talking about like Koyu showed up here specifically to use Rio as an item to inspire people.
No.
His ability to inspire has, of course, grown.
After we exit, we're intercepted by Nanami. And since they're even thinking about leaving her behind, she says, "You're going to fight that strange guy named Neclord, aren't you?" Chris, strange guy.
He's a strange guy. I mean, what is a vampire if not a strange guy?
I'm definitely going with you and we get a choice. No or yes, of course, I take you.
I tell her no.
Damn, what happened?
She gets mad, of course. And then I'm not. And then I have another chance to let her come with me. And I say, "I'm not being mean. You can't go because it's dangerous." Then Nanami continues to steam. She says, come on. The martial arts Grandpa Kinkaku taught me aren't just for decoration. Besides, you've never beat me in practice. Remember, Rio? I reply, "It's not that." She says, come on. I'll be a lot more useful than that bear guy over there. Victor says, "Bear guy?
Shit, dude.
Why are you insulting me?" Destiny then dictates that I must take her. So I have to kick out Tyr McDowell of my party.
Oh, no.
And Tyr McDowell says, "Take care."
Oh, cool. He talked.
Yes.
Take care. I just and then just politely walks 50 miles home.
Yeah.
In my case, she just...
Can I borrow the blinking mirror real quick?
Yeah, I'll give it back. You can come get it. In my case, she says, "Big sister is going with you, so everything will be okay, Rio."
Yeah. Everything won't be okay, though.
To me, the big sister thing worked because she's citing family directly after the loss of Pilika, and after she was alone in my room, this seems important to her, to me, that she comes along. Koyu then asks if Nanami is Rio's older sister. Everyone no-sells that, and we're off.
We're off.
We're off.
To the kitchen.
Oh, for round 7 of this
10.
horse shit.
This is round 10 of this horse shit. You need a beer, Eric?
No.
We're going to have one with Fake Net. Give Eric a beer.
Let's hear Denzel ask that question from Training Day.
Damn, I'm thirsty. I want a beer. What about you? You want a beer?
Thanks. Let's go check in the kitchen, Eric. Hayo's in here speaking with Min Min. Last time on Hayo and the group, Hayo was defeated by Retzo, who got a perfect score. Remember that? Retzo got a perfect score. He spun his blades and he got a perfect score. We couldn't beat him. It was a prescribed loss.
Crystal clear memories over here, Chris.
Yes. Hayo's in here speaking with Min Min. He doesn't know if he can beat Retzo. Min Min, however, believes that he can win next time. Some other kitchen staff person comes in here all sweaty. She tells Hayo that there's someone who looks like a chef is here to see you.
Never a good thing.
Yes. I'm guessing that the staff thinks that anyone that comes in here dressed like a chef now is here for murder.
Lock the fucking doors.
Yes. Hayo thinks that it must be Retsu, and he's freaked out. He's not ready. But, Eric, you know who it is?
No.
It's fucking Lester from the first game.
Lester?
The second cook. We had to taste his soup. He was in the...
There wasn't a guy named Lester.
There was a guy named...
No way.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It was Antonio and that was it.
No, it was Antonio and Lester.
No. I've been incepted.
Hayo wonders if this guy is from the group. Lester doesn't even know what the group is.
Good.
But he was told by Antonio to come here and help with this training. He introduces himself and says that he used to work with Antonio. See? He was in the first game. He worked with him. I tell Hayo that he needs some training. Lights, camera, cooking showdown, Eric. Mike Judges come out, Eric.
Judge comes out?
Mike Judge comes out and introduces the judges. It's Ida, Annalie, Adlai, and Templeton. I look at this group.
It's like Templeton's fourth time here. What's he doing?
I know. I size him up. I say, I should make an island salad. A pasta parmesan. It's a cheesecake.
Okay, that actually sounds like a respectable meal.
It's time for a 1-minute showdown, Eric. Play the music. Thanks. It's time to get the results here. Lester's fucking me up with the sushi. But, Eric, my cheesecake is the great equalizer, with Templeton and Ida both giving it a 5, and I win this thing 38-30. Thank you.
Cheesecake's an easy win, Chris.
Yeah. After, Lester congratulates me. Hayo thinks Lester was holding back. This is a localization thing. Just watch how Lester moves when he is cooking and you'll understand. He says that to Lester. Lester says, okay then, do you remember how Retzo moved when he was cooking? Hayo thinks about it, then he can't believe this shit. Lester's like, you finally understand. Your eyes may be open, but if your heart is closed, you cannot see the truth. You are already strong enough. You can defeat Retso if you try. This is a gift from my heart. I hope it will help. Farewell then, my friend. Perhaps we will meet again.
Well, that seems fairly okay.
Yeah, he gives me the sushi recipe. Next, Lester says, if you have a perfect 108 stars of destiny, save on your memory card with Gremio Live. He says, then go
He
see...
doesn't say that. This is just what happens if he says that.
This is what happened if he says that.
Okay.
Sorry. What?
Or is he like psychomanacing me here? What are we...
Lester says, then go see a guy in Gregminster named Gremio. He's not a chef, but he's a talented cook anyway. Then Lester leaves. So, Eric, let's go to Gregminster, the beautiful golden capital once again.
I would love to. Walk back there. You just left here behind. Go get him again.
Yeah, let's go back there.
Pick him up.
Let's make a run for the McDowell household. Gremio's special stew plays once we're inside the McDowell household.
Of course.
Gremio is now in the kitchen instead of in Tyr McDowell's room. When we approach, Gremio says, my hands are full right now. This is the most important step when you're making stew. I get 3 choices, Eric.
Boil the water, add the salt, mix the meat.
Nope. Pull his ears, tickle him, or leave him alone. Those were the same options that Tyr had in the first game when he was fucking with Gremio at the beginning of the game.
Okay.
It's a callback.
Pull his ears. People
Yes.
just love pulling this motherfucker.
What would you do?
I'd pull his ears.
I tickled him. And of course, it replies with a boing noise, just like in the first game.
What is happening?
It's callback, Eric. It's subtle callback. Gremio demands that young master please stop, but then he realizes that it's me,
Different
Rio.
master.
Yeah, different young master. He asks me if I am here to see the young master. I speak with him again. Gremio says, doesn't this smell delicious? This is my pride and joy, my special stew. Eat a bowl of it and you'll burst with happiness. You got recipe number 39, Gremio's special stew.
Nice. Did you go sell it?
No, give it to Hayo.
Do you think this podcast would have been better served instead of a war crime count if we did, like, all these localization things are sins, but if we did a mortal sin localization thing where the game is just mortally wounded by some kind of error?
Yeah, there's probably would have been up to like
30.
16 or so, like especially the wrong text and the wrong dialogue.
Yeah, where the wrong
portrait.
person says the shit and totally ruins this dramatic hilltop conference scene.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go.
Before we go, let's get us back on course, Chris.
Yes. We have to go talk to Vicky real quick.
Yeah.
And teleport to Cobalt Village. By the way, I have some information about Cobalt Village.
Tell me all about it.
We are number 1 place.
Woof.
Woof. We are number woof. Zappaslave in the YouTube comments, also I believe Zappaslave is a patron, mentioned that the word Wan, W-A-N, is the onomatopoeia for a dog barking. So whoever translated the song changed it to We Are Number Woof. Well, they should have just left it as We Are Number 1.
Excellent point.
Get it?
It was right there.
It's right there for us, so thank you.
Also, I have to disagree. Everyone knows dogs don't speak Japanese. They speak English.
Oh.
They say arf.
Yeah, okay. I guess so. I don't know. Not sure.
And we walked to Drakemouth Village.
Yeah, let's go to Drake. I guess we could have gone here before.
Yeah, I never did.
Yeah, I never did either.
It didn't really occur to me.
Huh.
If you listen carefully, plays. Koyu parties out. He says, haha, first let's get past the guard station. Just leave it to me. And then we're in there.
Yeah, we're just here.
I think he meant the guard station that guards the exit to Drakemouth Village.
Yes.
And Drakemouth is kind of like a hole.
Yeah, it's just a little backwater town.
Yeah, like a bunch of dirt.
I mean, what that one guy called Banner Village? It's on the tip of my tongue. Dismal backwater.
That's right.
Yeah.
Return of the Downtrodden.
Yes. What was that from?
Chrono Cross, that fucked up ending. The most fucked up ending.
Yeah.
NPCs. First person I see is a dude walking around in green pajamas. He identifies this as the village of Ryuko. I'm like, what?
What? Huh?
He says this is the village Ryuko.
Sure. Yeah. I thought Ryuko was one of the chefs that killed himself.
R-Y-U-K-O.
Yeah,
He
I got
said
it too.
that.
I
All
know.
right.
Yeah, I believe you. I've got it too.
The boy next to him laughs and says this is Drakemouth Village. I'm like, oh, so it's the drunk.
Oh.
Okay.
I thought it was a kid. I thought it was kids fucking with me.
I don't know, man. I can't tell what kids do. Another guy tells me to sell books for high prices to fuckers in some place called Crom. What's this place here called Crom? The chicken. Did you speak the chicken?
Yeah.
It says coquet, which I do not agree with, but the horse, though, says
yeah,
which I do agree with.
Okay.
I think horses do say that.
I feel like I've seen the chicken onomatopoeia in like
coquet.
I think maybe in like Zelda or something. Maybe.
It's possible. Zelda, notoriously voiced game.
Yes. No, I mean like, text.
I buy a dude's calf for 6,000 poch.
A cow?
Calf.
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 Yeah, thanks, farmer.
Top right house. There's a cabbage seed tucked inside a wooden box in this warehouse. I'm like, you'll have 3 houses in this entire village and one's a warehouse.
I think it's a barn.
For the lone calf I just bought?
Yes.
Great.
This building actually has a purpose later.
Yeah, it's interesting how you find there is a reason. It's like that empty house in Kaku, where Flick had his boy club.
Flick's boy club. Should go back and change the name of that episode.
A guy in green offers to make us whatever we'd like for dinner.
It's pretty cozy in here, by the way.
Nice
The tile set is
good
nice. Yeah.
The maid knows me as the leader of the Fake Nuts army and says having someone like me come in here is an honor. Chris, 80 pots to sleep here. Now, I do love how it's cheap to sleep and heal up in these rinky-dink towns.
Yeah, it's true. There's some stuff in here that I found, some item descriptions.
Squid in a jar?
Yeah. A bundle of firewood, a potted plant, a wooden chest, a table, and a potted plant.
Potted plants are all still alive.
By the way, can we run back in the empty barn real quick?
Let's do it.
I got to see something in here. There's firewood leaning against something, a worn-out case for small articles, a wooden box that contains a cabbage seed.
And worn articles.
Yes, love worn articles. What house next?
Top left NPC house?
Yeah, they've got some firewood leaning against something, a wooden chest, and several potted plants.
Oh, yeah.
They also have something I really want.
A guy?
A well-used desk.
Oh, yeah, like a kind of beat-up desk.
Yeah.
A little bit like that. That's nice.
We should just start punching this desk a little bit more often so it can be...
scrapes here. Let me carve my initials into it real quick. The guy in here, he has a soft spot in his heart for living in Muse.
Yeah, I mean, people get homesick, right?
And then finally, I tried to leave.
Oh, the lady at the table also says that there is not much in this village, but at least you can enjoy the sounds of birds and insects, which makes me wonder...
If you listen carefully, you can hear all that stuff.
What do you like more, the sound of birds or insects?
Insects.
Me too.
It's like there's a calming effect. I mean, it's funny that the 2 percussive noises in this entire miniseries are birds and insects.
Yes.
That's the only thing that we've got other than like water sometimes.
Insects are much more rhythmic.
I can fall asleep to insects.
Yes.
Birds, it's like shut the fuck up.
Yeah. There's a northern NPC house as well.
Okay, let's go.
It's pretty big. They've got a wooden chest, some potted plants, firewood leaning against something, a side table. There's a person sitting at the kitchen table that says they don't care if it's the Highland Army or not. They won't attack this far. They've never gotten this far before.
Well, unfortunately, the army of the undead is coming now.
The man said, yeah, that's true. The man says that he's the cook here. He says, my wife is fussy about cooking. I don't know what that means.
Doesn't like to do it, Chris.
Lady in here says she's going to put her kid in the Green Hill School zone. Little sister says that her father and mother were always so mean to little brother and she feels sorry for him.
He's going to need a scholarship if he's coming from Drakemouth.
Yeah, probably. From a dismal backwater like this. There's not many items laying about town here except for a barrel of liquor and a barrel of salt.
That's all you need.
Yeah, I guess,
2 elements.
Electrolytes. Yeah, now we're going to go talk to the Border Patrol.
Yeah, he's standing next to a shitty fence. He says, past this point is Tinto territory. There's an order out not to let anyone pass. I cannot let you through. But then Koyu parties out and tosses out a zinger. Come on, give me a break, Koktu. Koktu? Kokto?
Kokto.
Cocteau.
Kokto?
Kokto.
Kokto.
Kogo.
You're not forgetting how I lent you money when your mom was pregnant, are you? After some more smooth talking, Kokto agrees to take a little break so we can pass. He actually says he's off to the men's room for a minute, which I believe this is the first time anyone has ever talked about a toilet in this game.
Yeah, a mentioned toilet, yeah.
A men's room.
Yeah. There's only
warehouse.
There's only one instance of somebody pissing in Star Wars.
Really?
Well, you're just now watching Andor, right?
Oh, when you say Star Wars, I assume the films.
No.
Excuse me.
In Star Wars, period. It's an Andor.
Is someone
just look for it.
Like visible piss stream?
No, not a visible piss stream,
pee-pee.
but somebody who is getting ready to piss.
Grogu just comes everywhere.
No, it's an Andor. Grogu's not an Andor.
I don't know.
Well, Eric, I wonder what's on the other side of the men's room.
Me too. The real net?
The real net has probably used the men's room before, I guess.
Initializing real net.
Hello, real net. Thank you for joining us tonight. Let's read your comments. I'll read them all. No, I can't read them all. There's too many of you goddamn people.
Easy there, buddy.
It's a joke. They know my humor, I guess.
What if it's somebody's first night?
Grace Wandeer says, kill Suikoden 3. 7-8 says, Eric, you are the bastard of life. These are all comments from when we were cutting games.
It's fine.
Eric Fernandez says, yeah, get out of here, Kingdom Hearts. Just saying says that we're torturing Shy Guy 32.
Oh, I like Shy Guy 32.
I do too. I think Shy Guy 32 was a Baiten Kaito supporter, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Rats.
Grace Wandeer says Barry Bonds belongs in the Hall of Fame.
But there's Mark McGuire. Speaking of Sammy Sosa, have you looked up a picture of Sammy Sosa in the last, 10 years?
Yes. I mean, you can get down however you want to get down, but Sammy, I mean,
Fucking
you,
shit, dude.
you go do it. I don't think anybody believes me about tidbits either, so we'll see.
You made that up. That's not real.
We should call my mom on the podcast.
My favorite dead snack food were these peanut things. They were like soft. They were shaped like actual peanuts, but they had like goo inside that was peanut butter flavored.
Ew.
PB Crisps. That's what it was called. PB
I
Crisps.
do remember those now. I don't think I ever tried them though. Eric Van says, very funny that Jowy betrayed the city-states, Rio, and is planning to betray him again and is surprised that Rio treated him like shit. Jowy is king now. Top cop got corrupted with power.
Accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't they all like me?
Mr. Slyke says, gasp. Jowy is a both sides have a point guy.
We're the same, you and I.
Eric Verdun says, we had to use a giant wolf monster to rapture the people of Muse for the greater good. Shy Guy 32 agrees with me. You can absolutely have one person be a war crime.
I don't think...
Squeak says, Jowy got kicked out of his family, then immediately meets the little girl who latches onto him.
Yeah.
I forgot Jowy got kicked out of his family. I wonder if that has anything to do with any of this.
Yes, I think so. A little bit of that later. Because he always wanted to belong, and now if he's king of the club, they all belong to his club.
John Doe says, Muse is just full of shoes like the deck of the Titanic. Jowy is a character who wears a lot of masks, needs a lot of portraits to reflect this, even if they're not literal masks.
That is a thing. If you look to where the Titanic settled, ultimately, there are shoes in the positions on the seafloor of like where human organic remains would have been, but that all got eaten over the last 100 years.
John Doe says, Victor uses limit break, Pilika cannon.
God, I wish he threw her.
Shy Guy 32 says, the mental image of Shu randomly scaring Pilika at night is a wonderful one.
Honestly, I think if Victor executed Pilika in front of Jowy, that could have also won the war.
Yeah, it's true. John Doe says, the Lamp Dragon Bandits, formerly the Wet Bandits.
The Sticky Bandits.
Mr. Slyke says, soon to be the Sticky Bandits. Cal L says, Neclord is the spoony bard of Suikoden. Can't reload that. John Doe says, yeah, like they said, Neclord made zombies during the Gate Rune War. In that same history book is a footnote about the Battle of Gregminster, about how Uber summoned an army of literal monsters. He did.
Yeah, that's true.
Cal-El says, tickle me Gremio.
Ugh. That should be a pre-order bonus if Suikoden 1 and 2 gets a physical release.
Yes.
Or like repurposed Galleon puppet, but Gremio.
Naked Credit Guy says, my life is a series of bird noises. My wife has a murder of crows she feeds daily.
That's awesome.
That's tight.
Crows are wonderful.
Yeah. Eric Vadon says that Neclord's name in Japanese is Necrudo. So it's going to be Neclord.
Okay.
Thank God. Thank you, RealNet, for joining us tonight. We'll see you on the next episode of Retrograde Amnesia. This episode is a production of Retrograde Amnesia, by the way. Recorded on March 2nd, 2023. Find us on Twitter at RetroAmnesiaPod. Email us podcast at retrogradeamnesia.com. Support us on Patreon at patreon.com/retroam. Get early access, bonus episodes, miniseries, access to the RealNet, and more. You can also personally thank Mark for the introductory music. Until next time, Eric.
Yes, we will kill God.
And now you may go back to sleep, you people. Support us on Patreon, patreon.com. Support us on Patreon, patreon.com.
I get as much time as I need, Chris. I
Yeah.
can speak whatever words I want into this microphone.
It is your podcast.
It is half of my podcast, meaning one of these microphones does legally belong to me.
True, that's true. Okay, hello everybody. We're ready to your podcast.
Those are some words. Those are like some pre-words before you got your real words coming out.
I've
good.
I've done 4 days in a row of transferring children to activities now. I'm
Oh,
on
good.
I'm
You're
on
the
a
shepherd.
4-day heater. 3 days of track, 1 day of taekwondo. I think I'm off tomorrow though.
Cool.
Yeah.
But some of it, yeah.
The Crusades.
The Crusade, yeah. There
Yeah,
you go.
like if you did, that's a totally local reference.
Uh-huh.
If you say the Crusade in a situation where with no context, like who are you crusading against, you guys?
The children.
Yeah. Of course. Oh, nice. Shy Guy 32 coming in as a valued member of the community, posting a picture of our cut list from last time.
Okay, cool.
For reference. So, Crusade for Children is a thing that they do locally to raise money for local children's hospital.
It's a tax write-off for a television station.
You know what? You're right about that.
They convince firemen to collect money at stoplights for 1 weekend a year, whatever.
All right.
Doug Profit's got to get his.
Key it off. Okay. That was not one that I had marked for murder. Whatever happened to Tidbits? Do they still make those?
Tidbits?
The little cheese stick things?
You're thinking of Handy Snacks.
No. They were basically Cheez-Its, but they were they were about an inch long.
You're thinking of Cheese Nips.
No, they're Tidbits. Fake net. What happened to Tidbits?
Initializing fake net.
Cheese Tidbits by Nabisco were small cheddar crackers formed into sticks. Nabisco stopped making these in the early 2000s. Today, Tidbits.fun will lead you to a webpage to buy meringue cookies which, for some reason, are all being sold with pictures of white ladies with big titties.
I think it was a Nabisco product.
Hostess, maybe? No, Hostess is more like the dessert field. I think you're fucking crazy.
God, remember what was the name of the local TV anchor that was on a video last year? That was going to pick up his kid.
Scott Reynolds.
He's going to pick up his kid from the fair, and there was, I don't know what was going on. There was some ruckus or some fighting or something, and somebody called him on video. Goes, "I'm so sick of this shit."
Yeah,
so funny. I love that. It was great.
Local news anchors losing it. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
I am so sick of this shit.
Teresa then uses some of her remaining agency.
Jowy reprise. Fuck, dude. I can't focus on shit today.
Rest in peace, Norm Macdonald. You said dirty work. It made me think of Norm Macdonald. Dirty work.
Yeah, I was trying to quote dirty work, but nothing was coming up.
I hate that guy. I just remember some guy going, I hate that guy. Don Giovanni, I hate that guy.
Don Giovanni? Who's that dude? The opera. You're ruining the opera. Oh, the opera. Yes, we are ruining that.
Settle down, prostitutes. That's it. Sorry.
Okay, settle down, prostitutes.
We're assholes.
Never seen so many dead hook. It's all fucked up.
It's 2000. Is that like a Mark Cerny sequel or something? Until he
Blaster, decrease volume. Blaster, shut up.
At this point in time, I think I don't know what I think. Fuck it.